So, when I was shuffling out this card for you, this spread for you guys, what I saw was, I saw this young man. He's about, 20, 25, 26. He's looking, he's wearing, I want to say Renaissance type of clothing. And he's looking into this really dark mirror. It looks like a mirror, but I feel like it might have been like a bronze plate. It's painted black, so you can kind of see a reflective surface. It's really big, so it acts as a mirror. And in the mirror is somebody that looks like him, but the person looks slightly different. So first, he raises his left hand, and the person in the mirror also raises their left hand. And then he raises his right hand, and then he mutters something, and the other person also in the mirror also raises their right hand. And then I'm thinking about oath, swearing in, doing an oath, swearing to tell the truth, things like that. And then I feel like there's like a crack in the mirror, and then it breaks, like the all the pieces break. So it turns from, as something that's bronze or iron cast into something that is fragile, like glass. Okay. And that's where the image ends. So in conjunction with that image and this spread, what I feel is there is a massive mirroring energy. And I'm also feeling like I'm not able to pinpoint where the energy is coming from, because you and whoever you're dealing with, you're mirroring one another. Okay? If they're going to fight dirty, I'm going to fight dirty. If they're going to be nice to me, I'm going to be nice to them. So there's that element that I'm seeing here. So first of all, let me talk about something that can be, it's almost like anticipating that there's going to be conflict in the future, and you're bracing yourself for impact. I feel like you are very tense, and I see you as being, in a situation where you don't know what's going to happen, but you're bracing for impact. It's almost like you don't want to be there. You don't want to deal with this confrontation, and you might not want to deal with this person. You don't know how it's going to play out, but you're keeping very, very, very steady to your course because you believe it is the best thing ever. And you could potentially be facing one other person or a group of people, and there's opposition, but you're just like, I'm going to maintain true to my course. And I see like a courtroom, that whole swearing in, promising to be honest and truthful, and to be able to relay information that represents the truth. So I see something like that, possibly a court date with another person, possibly being called to court to summon to tell your side of the story. And then I'm also seeing as well, going back to that mirroring energy, I'm not seeing a lot of work and a lot of finance, career situations that are really occupying the space in your mind. I'm seeing more romance. Okay, and let me just relay the information as I see it. I see a huge age difference between two people. You could be the younger one or you could be the older one. Once again, it's hard for me to pinpoint this energy. And what I have here is, the advent of a birth. This is the birth. This is somebody who is very, very young. They're coming into the world. They're trying to find themselves. And then we end with a very, very old man who has learned everything he is to learn. And he's trying to give the guidance and the advice and the knowledge, to transmit knowledge to the younger generation. Okay, so there's an element about things coming full circle in this spread. And I'm almost like feeling like there are things that you have to learn. You're in the process of unraveling, learning something. And when we are in a learning environment, we have to, be defenseless. We have to also understand that I'm not an expert in my field. So I need to humble myself to take other people's advice. I need to humble myself to accept the fact that I don't know everything, and to listen to people's sage advice, to listen to people that are experts in their field, and to listen to people that have good reputation as being somebody who's, well respected, and they're known to give unbiased advice, or they're, just experts in their field. They know what they're talking about. I need to operate from that space where I'm open and receptive to new information, new ways of doing. And, I can still be critical of the information I'm getting, but I need to consult the right sources and the right types of people in order for me to, grow as a person. So I'm seeing here there is a lot of potential for growth, from this infant stage. And so when we're approaching life and the new year from this stage of infancy, we need to be receptive, and we need to let information come in, and we need to let our defenses, our guard down, and accept the information that's coming in. So maybe there's a different way to do things that doesn't have to be conflictual. Maybe there's a wiser, a more exalted way to do things, where we can give of ourselves, where we can transfer knowledge, where we can allow new situations to thrive. Okay, so steering away from conflict and moving towards a situation where it's almost like making that sacrifice, letting the ego aside in order to allow new things to thrive, in order to allow new opportunities for new people to come into the picture. So that's what I'm sensing here. And I feel, once again, going back to that initial message that I got off track on, there is a relationship here where there's an age difference. And the reason I bring this up is a lot of the times age gaps, can indicate a generational rift between two people. One person operates from more of that place of, I'm feeling, honestly, 1950s types of family dynamics, where the one person is like the breadwinner, the other person is like the homemaker or the caretaker. One person comes home with his usually briefcase, and then the other person that's at home comes and greet them at the doors. The kids are always properly dressed, they're clean, there's possibly going to sermons, on the weekends, on Sundays. So that's the type 1950s Americana type of a family dynamics that I'm seeing. One person might be used to that or might want that. And then the younger person might be looking for something a little bit more exciting. The young person might feel like, marriage is nice and all, but look at the divorce rates. Do we really need the institution of marriage? So one person might be a little bit more of a nonconformist. So I do see ideological clashes, values clashes between two people because of this age gap. And age, when we love somebody, is not really a major factor. But when we think about our childhood conditioning and the environment we grow up in, the age gap can create rifts further down the line, okay, just based on our worldview of the generation that we grow up in. I mean, look at the new generation. They're so inundated with electronics, and there's like really high rates of, ADD amongst children. So we have to factor these things into the dynamics of the relationship, and we have to really understand where the other person's coming from. Okay, and so I see this attraction, and I see a major age gap. And then I also feel like for many of you, there might also be age gaps in your existing relationship that creates conflicts, that disallows you to see eye to eye with one another. And I feel like there is a very brazen, bold communication that came through from somebody. It could be from your end, it could be from your partner. Bold, brazen communication that was like stark, naked truth. And the reason I say that is because of this card. Okay, so this is here, is equivalent to the Page of Swords. This is like bold, brash communication. And I don't feel that is brash, but I feel like somebody is putting everything on the line. I mean, he's got nothing left to lose, and he's in a little bit of an interesting situation. Okay, so somebody is offering you possibly a an interesting proposal, and you might sit with this information and you don't know what to do with it. And I'm feeling inner conflict from your end. I'm feeling like I'm feeling like there's something happening here for this week where you are awoken to your passion. You are awoken to something new. It's like whatever flame that has been flickering and, growing to embers and have been kind of squashed out in your life, it's being reignited in a very, very big way, and it's being reignited by a person. I see a physical person coming into the picture, and the flames could be anger or the flames could be love. It could be passion or it could be lust. So, however, this operates for you, it's going to be different. But I definitely see a spark of passion, of something that you thought, it's done and over with, it's gone. It's being lit up again. And so it could signal to me, facing a conflict with somebody that gets your blood pressure up, or it could be dealing with something that is new and passionate, and it's almost like either way there's some daring, provocative communication coming through, and you're sitting with it and you're like not really sure how what to do. You're not really sure what to say, and you're not really sure what you need to do. I feel like some of you might be in a relationship and you're being solicited from outside your relationship, and you're just like, no, I'm good where I'm at. I'm safe. I trust my partner. I don't know if I trust you 100%. So I feel like that's what I got. And then for others, I feel almost like you're afraid to go after this new spark of passion or pursue that person because you feel like, no, they're going to break my heart. I like them a lot, but I don't feel like they like me to the same extent. They might just want to, just sleep with me and then leave me, or they might not be looking for the same relationship that I'm looking for, or they're not as committed. They're a little bit too flighty, so I'm just going to keep my feelings to myself. So I feel that. And I don't know if it's coming from you or the other person. That's the problem, because the energy is very mirrored. You know, it's they behave a certain way, so you behave a certain way. Or you're looking at them through a specific lens, okay? So, for example, going back to that expectation, that generational rift, that world view, you see things in a specific way, and then you kind of go out into the world and you look for signs and indicators that kind of confirm your biases. It's like confirmation bias. You're cherry picking evidence. You're looking for things that confirms what you already believe, and you're not open to seeing other things, other ways, other interpretations. And there's a big danger with that. So you might perceive somebody as, oh, they're hot-headed, they're a player, I like them a lot. I don't they're not looking for the same thing, so I'm just going to close myself off and keep my feelings to myself, even though there is this huge spark of passion. So it's all in the spirit of self-preservation from your end. And then I also feel like I also feel you not making a move. I also feel you assessing. And I see two people looking at each other and constantly just assessing one another's motives. But there's very little true communication or true understanding of one another. So that's, anytime we encounter somebody that's very different from us, it's a good opportunity to learn. It's a good opportunity for us to kind of expand our consciousness and to figure out, why are they doing things like this? We can learn a few things. We can learn better ways of doing even. So the people that I see you dealing with, I have water signs, fire signs, and air signs. Aquarius, Gemini, Libra, Queen of Swords, Queen of Cups, Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio, King of Wands. This is a fire sign, Sagittarius, Aries, or Leo. I'm seeing somebody. I feel like, okay, so with the water sign, seems like there is a little bit of an ego clash, ego conflict. One person, like different interests, one person wants to do this, the other person doesn't find that entirely interesting. This is somebody who's a little bit more of a homebody. They're not in particular adventurous. Not that all water signs are not adventurous, so I apologize for the cross watchers, but this is somebody that likes the comfort of their homes, okay? They might have routines as well. And I almost feel like the communication might not be great. And then we have the air sign and the fire signs that are bringing, a lot of new passion, new ways of thinking, it's like they're expanding your consciousness, they're expanding your sense of possibilities, your optimism. So the energy is very expansive, and I feel like it's a breath of fresh air. But at the same time, there might be that lack of emotional connection. So it's almost like you're not able to 100% feel safe with either people. But it signals to me that there's a lot of options on the table. So I see the older person going for the younger person, possibly reaching out, giving them something, making an offer, giving an offer, or, being the one to break the ice, being the one to come forward, being the one to communicate. And either way, I feel like there's some really bold, brazen communication that came into the picture. And I feel like it ignited something within you that is very undeniable. And I feel like you kind of need to act on it. Okay? I will leave it at that for you guys. I just see like court case, and I also feel like this love situation where you kind of need to let your guard down, and you kind of need to deal with the person as a new person rather than projecting things, expectations, beliefs, or whatever it is onto this new person. You have to deal with them as a new individual. Okay, I hope that makes sense.